Hello! Do you want to be an exchange student? Or maybe you are an exchange student, or maybe like you just want to know something about being an exchange student. You came to the right place. That's my point. So, in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about things I wish I knew before I was an exchange student. Okay, so I was an exchange student 4 years ago. I am still thinking about it. I am not over it. I still miss it. I kind of want to go back, but I can't. But I have some things I want you to know. So, the first thing I wish I knew before I was going as an exchange student was the preparation before actually going. Nobody seems to talk about this. No one. And not even the company you're going with. They're like, oh yeah, just apply and then we'll just fix everything. No! So much to fix. But it's worth it, obviously. But it took me at least 6 months before everything was okay with paper, with the payments, with all the meetings, with finding like the school I want to go to and the host family and knowing their curriculum. It was a lot. And of course you will manage to do it, but just have that in mind that it will take some time. And for me, I didn't know, so I was kind of shocked. I was really doubting, should I even be an exchange student? Like, this is so much work. Is it even worth it? And yes, it's worth it. And then it's getting a host family. So we all know that, oh my gosh, getting a host family is like the best thing ever, and it is, but there's a lot more to it than just getting a host family. So I remember I got my host family very late. I got mine maybe 1.5 months before I was leaving. So I got this feeling like, oh my gosh, nobody wants me. When you get a host family, a lot of people tell you that, oh, you have to send them an email, you have to talk to them on Facebook, you have to FaceTime them. I did nothing of that. They sent me an email saying, hey, we're your host family, these are our names, and a little bit of information about themselves. We were just like exchanging 2 emails each, so altogether 4 emails before I moved down. And it's perfectly fine. Some people have a lot of contacts, some people have none. So changing host families is not as normal as you might think. A lot of people do it. I would say almost 50% change. It's completely fine. Changing host families, it's not that hard, but you will have definitely a week with your host family where you live with them still, and they know you want to change, you know it. So it can be really awkward and a little bit weird, but if you need and you want to change a host family, it's worth that little awkward week in between changing than spending 12 months together with someone you don't like. First day of school, I was terrified. It was really tiring to be the new girl at the new school. It's a new language, so straight away you're like, oh snap. And then it's all these rules you need to follow that you're not used to. At least not for me, like with the school uniforms, how they were speaking to their teachers with Mrs. and Mr. and Miss, and I'm still a little bit confused about all those things, but it's still a little bit strange, and all these strange feelings can be really tiring. And I remember thinking, I can't do this. I remember being like, I don't know the language well enough. I don't da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But oh boy, just give it like a month and it will be smooth. But I understand that for some people, like me, I was like thinking, this will never work. I will never get a C or whatever grade you need to pass. I was just like, no. And you will get a lot of help and assistance, so don't worry too much. So that goes to my other one, which is exhausted, which is probably just like another word for tired. But I was feeling exhausted, and this was due like not only school, but kind of like the whole concept of moving to the other side of the world. It's really exhausting. Definitely I think the language has the most part of it, but being like in a new school with a lot of new people, and then you have a new family, and then jet lagged. I was really jet lagged because I came down on a Friday and I started school on a Monday, so it was just like 2 days to like adjust, and that didn't work out really well. Trying to get new friends, meeting new people, trying to express yourself. Oh my god, I had so much problems in the beginning, and still till this day, to really fully express my feelings and my thoughts in English. But especially in the beginning, I didn't know how. I really didn't know how to be like, say the most simple things. I was just like, I don't know, got nervous. So being exhausted and not being able to explain yourself, it kind of goes like hand in hand. Thing that sucked with being exhausted was that I didn't do anything. At least I didn't feel like I did anything. because I just went home and I slept and I felt like, oh my god, I'm wasting my year. But no, hon, like, you're not. You're just being tired because you're adjusting to a new world. So don't be so harsh on yourself. I definitely was. I really regret that, but I'm here to tell you, don't do that mistake. Don't feel like you have to see the whole country in a month because you have so much time. So yeah, don't stress too much that you're missing out on things, because hey babe, you just moved down to a new country. Like, give yourself some slack, you know? Just be proud of yourself for just being there. So making friends was harder than expected, I must say, because people already have their friend groups, which I guess we all can relate to. You know, some people just don't think they need to add another person to that group, which sucks when you're an exchange student, because you really want to be that friend that is added to the group. So for me, it was kind of hard getting friends in the beginning, at least what I felt was hard. And also it was hard for me to understand what kind of relationship they had to each other, because when you go to a different country, their value in friendships might be very different from yours. So you just hanging out with them having lunch maybe means that you guys are best friends, but for me that just meant that we had lunch together. So that was also hard, finding like, who am I to this person? But also just making friends in general, I found that kind of hard, but in the end it worked out really, really well, and I'm so happy for that. Just know that it can be really hard and it can be frustrating because you think it will be easy because everybody tells you it's easy, and I'm here to tell you that it's not as easy as people make it seem, but it is possible. And I made friends that I want to go visit when I go to Australia, so don't worry guys, you will make friends. It can just take time. I feel like this is something no one really talks about, but that is finding yourself and also losing yourself, because the language really stopped me. And I mean, I was in a different country, like things just hits different when you actually leave. So I felt like I was almost losing myself, because I was like, who really am I? I'm not as bubbly, I'm not as chatty, I'm not as outgoing or outroverted as I used to be. But then when you gain more confidence in the language, you gain more confidence in yourself, you will quickly come back. And then lastly, me, myself, and I have never ever felt as independent as a 17-year-old girl as when I went down to Australia. It's literally just you. You have your friends there, you have your host family, and you have those people working in school in the program with you, but at the end of the day, it's just you. You don't have your mama, you don't have your dad, you don't have your, you know, real close friends that you've had for maybe 10 years. You don't have your brothers or sisters. It's just you. So when it comes to like, you know, changing phone or laptops, I needed to do everything on my own. To get your uniform, to fix the curriculum things, to talk to school, everything was just on me. And my parents like always gave me, you know, advice or always helped me. Suddenly just being alone on the other side of the world, it was really like a boom. You will feel lonely at times because, you know, it's just you in a different country. So you will feel lonely and you will feel very homesick maybe, but I believe that's good feelings to have, to go through. I do think that just makes you stronger. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if you are an exchange student, I really hope that you can find some comfort in what I was saying. If you want to be an exchange student, I really hope this just gave you like a little bit of insight. I hope this didn't scare you away, because at the end, this is 4 years later and I'm still missing Australia. Please, if you guys liked it, give it a like.